Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our vlog. It's not just me today, like I told you last week. I'm going to be dragging someone in, and this is Betty. Hello. And as usual, my name is Omolola, and again, I want to say thank you so much for viewing our vlog last week. We really appreciate it. The feedback was awesome, and I just appreciate it. Thank you so much. And remember, we are talking about instilling values in our children and raising multicultural children in the United States. We started by talking about the value of love, and last week I went ahead and I asked, a question like, what is love? And I said, I went into my manual, which was my secret, but hey, it's really not a secret because this vlog is really from a Christian perspective. And my manual, which I said was my secret, is actually the Bible. And I took it from 1 Corinthians 13 from verse 4, where it tells us what love is all about. And last week I briefly talked about patience. I was able to say what patience is, which briefly means, not to be easily irritated or, angry or annoyed, but to be calm, even in the midst of everything that's happening around us. And this week we will be talking about kindness. Yep. Kindness. Yeah.
What's kindness?
Yes. I've really been thinking about it. Like, what is kindness? What do you think it's kindness, brother?
To tell you the truth, since the last blog, right, I've been thinking about it as well. I'm like, okay, love is kind, love is patient. Okay, everybody knows what patience is. Mm-hmm. But kind, usually, I don't know, in our house, we use kind as something, like when you want to tell your child to share something, for instance, you tell him or her, oh, be kind and share it with your brother. Be kind and share it with your sister. Does that really define kind?
Well, after you and I had a brief talk, I thought about it as well. And, realizing that we will be vlogging, I went on Google as usual and I searched for the meaning of kindness. And it's so amazing to realize that kindness is a quality.
Right.
It is a quality of being friendly, of being generous and considerate of others. So sometimes sharing might not come out of the fact that I am kind. So I am like, that's quite deep. So can we say it's also a gift?
I would think so. I think being kind, it's either you have it or you don't. I know the Bible is telling us all the things that we need to have in order to be kind. Maybe you can pray it into yourself, but if it's a quality of a person, I don't know if it can just happen to you. How because we are talking about how to teach our children value. How do you teach somebody to be kind? That's another question, because if you are not born with it, then you have to learn it and it has to be part of you. How can you teach somebody to be kind? Because like you say, it's a quality. It's a gift given from heaven. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure. That's one word in the line of love, or how to show love, that I'm still battling with. Because sometimes I ask myself, am I kind? Am I kind? Because somebody is walking on the street and I see an old person carrying bags and I go and I help them. Does that make me kind? What does that make me? So...
Well, I think, because part of what we want to do is we want to make sure we have all-round children.
Right.
And we don't want to rob them of their personality. Correct. We still want them to have their personality as Americans. Mm-hmm. And we want to instill these values. And these values are not just, with parents from, other culture, right, but also with parents that have the kingdom culture.
Right.
And I think value, apart from the fact that it is inborn, I think for every child of God, you must have something that has to do with kindness. Yes.
The seed in
yes.
you. So now it's up to you to water it.
To water it and grow it.
Got it? Yeah, yes. I think so. I think so. Now that you're saying that, it makes sense, because if God in the Bible tells us that those are the things we need to have in order to show love, and the Bible tells us that when He created man, He created us with everything in that Him. We need. The way He is, so we are also. So that means the seed is already there.
Yeah.
Now the question is, are we watering it?
And how do we water it in our children?
That's it.
And something I've come to realize is with kindness, and I said something some times ago that we are our children's first classroom. They see us do things. It is not all about share. It is not all about giving some things away. But I think kindness is more like, okay, I watched a movie. The movie is titled Sheffy. And Sheffy is a missionary. It's like a 1908 movie. It's a very old movie. It's a classic. He is a missionary. He was going on his mission work on a very snowy day. It was really snowing. I think it was a blizzard. And he met a man on the way. The man had on a sandal, open-toe sandal. And he had on a boot and he had on a sock. But the man doesn't have any sock on, but the open-toe sandal. Do you know what he did? He got down from his horse, removed his boot, and removed his sock and gave it to the man.
So he gave the man the socks.
He gave the man the sock and he went on without a sock.
Right.
And even the man was like, no, you need it more. And he said, no, my boots are better than yours. I think that is an act of kindness. And I start asking myself, like, how often do I go all out to inconvenience myself for someone else?
Right. Because that act alone not only showed kindness, it also showed love.
Yes.
Because you cross the line for you to go ahead and take your socks off and give it to somebody that you don't even know.
Yeah.
That's love.
Yeah. And you need to have love. And honestly, I would say this here, that the Bible is so complete. You need to have love to be able to exercise patience.
Right.
If you don't love someone, you won't be patient with that person.
Never.
You need to have love to be able to show kindness.
Right.
And like we agreed, kindness is a seed. And it's like a farmer that went out and started sowing. Some grows and some didn't grow. Some struggled to grow but were choked out. But what are the things that are being choked? With our own selfishness.
Right.
And in our everyday life, I realize that most parents, we are so carried away by me. I want this, I want that. I need this, I want that. I went to the store today with my youngest son. I just took him out because we were in the house all day and I finished working. So I figured, okay, let's just go out, and just spend some time together, like a date. And we got to the mall. I went into the store and I saw this very beautiful dress. It was very, very beautiful. I called my husband to ask him, what, can I get a dress? I saw it, it's beautiful. And he said, oh, it's on sale, right? I said, yes. So he said, but I figured after some time, he said, yeah, you can go ahead and get it. But, I have to take a minute, like, okay, do I really need it? There are so many people out there that cannot afford to buy a shirt. Some don't even have winter jackets. And I have so many dresses at home and I am complaining. Why would I add more onto it and not think of others? And I think the act of thinking of others alone is an act of kindness.
Right.
Because for you to have that intuition to think about somebody else, that's kindness on its own. I don't have to give you, but the thought alone goes a long way.
So God help us, because the children that we have, they are looking.
Yeah.
They're seeing everything that we are doing. So the question is, or what we need to do as parents is wash ourselves.
Yeah.
What is it that I'm doing around my children? Because you will be surprised. Sometimes, even with my daughter, the way she treats her brother,
Little ones.
and I look at her, I'm like, that's me in action. So it's kind of a reminder that be careful, because what you are doing, or they are doing, or they are seeing, or they are copying you.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you show an act of kindness? You start from home. With those little ones. You start with them. Because the way I'm showing love to them, I'm showing kindness to them. It's the way they will show it to others. Because if all I do is yell, one day my daughter came home and said, "Mommy, why is it that when I do good in school, you don't take me out, you don't buy me gifts, but my friends, their parents do that for them?" I'm like, well, because my parents didn't do it for me. It was expected that I have to come home and do well.
With good grades.
Right.
Yeah.
So you see what I mean? So because my parents were like that, that's what I'm carrying with me. However, my own time is different than them. I never used to get paid for the work I did at home, if you want, right? But you pay them. Right, so we have to keep in mind that, okay, even though I want to show them or put in them the value that I grew up with, I also have to keep in mind that this is a different generation. And not only that, it's cultural mix. So we have to be mindful of the way we are acting around them, the way we are showing love to them, the way we are talking to them, the way we are being patient with them. The other ones will come later.
Yeah.
But right now we are focusing on, we have already talked about patience. Now, how to be kind. Yeah. We have to show it to them in order for them, in return, to show the kindness to others.
And I think, just to piggyback on that, I think, like you said, kindness starts from the house.
Right.
Our boys, what do we teach them? Do we teach them to be respectful? When they hit a girl, do we just say, "Oh, it's just being a little boy"? We have to teach them you don't hit girls. We have to teach our children, especially the elderly ones, that, look, even though I wasn't brought up that way, but I think this is what is expected considering your generation and the culture where you are growing up in. We have to extend it out. And when we go out with them, do you open the car doors for them? That's an act of kindness. You don't just expect them to just open the door. Do you help them? Because sometimes, my daughter goes to a Catholic school and they have these very heavy bags. They don't have lockers in their school. So all of their books come home with them and then they take it back to school. How do I help her? That will go a long way. When I help her in little things, when she goes out, she's like, my mom helps me in some stuff. So I help to help someone else. And, like we said, it's embedded in love. These are the ways we instill in our children the value of love. And this is, all principles are based on biblical values. And I just hope, even if you don't believe in God, everybody wants their children to turn out good.
Right.
You want them to have values that live even after you, especially in this culture where anything and everything is accepted. What do you accept at home? What do you expect of your children? I expect my child to go out there and be kind to others. I expect her and him to be patient. I expect them to extend the love I am showing them in the house. So, do you have any other thing you want to share?
I think that's it.
All right. Until we meet again next week, send your comments, text, send me an email, or just write your comments there and let us know what you think. If you have any questions, if you have any opinion or any contribution, it is welcome, and we will be looking out for your comments, your responses, and your text messages and email. Thank you so much once again, and have a very good weekend.